federal investigators are preparing to bring accusers of Sean Diddy Combs before a federal grand jury. This is seen as a clear sign the Department of Justice could be moving to indict.
Like him like that, because you know he was running with Oprah and them. He was running with that whole crew. Weinstein, Oprah, Epstein. He was running with that whole crew. All those people who went to those Diddy parties, not one of them had came out and denounced.
CNN has recently uncovered new evidence suggesting a potential connection between Oprah Winfrey and alleged crimes involving Diddy. This bombshell revelation has sent shockwaves through the entertainment world, raising serious doubts about Oprah's associations and ethical standing. As if that weren't enough, the latest bombshell from Gene Deal has thrown Oprah back into the spotlight amidst Diddy's ongoing legal troubles. While Oprah has maintained a relatively low profile recently, these revelations threaten to further tarnish her public image, portraying a side of her that contrasts sharply with her public persona. This is a significant blow for Oprah, who has faced scrutiny for years over rumors of dubious business practices. Critics have long speculated about her role in Hollywood, particularly her influence over black celebrities who resist conformity, suggesting she may wield considerable power behind the scenes. Her contentious history with figures like Mo'Nique, where disagreements over professional terms reportedly led to career setbacks, adds fuel to these persistent rumors. Oprah's journey through fame has been marked by both adulation and controversy, showcasing the complexities of her legacy in the entertainment industry. So, get ready to grab your popcorn because what you're about to hear today is going to blow your mind.
I would say, Oprah Winfrey, you know what you need to do, and stop hiding behind what you call was negative comments, what you call, oh, I don't even deal with things like that, because what people are beginning to do is see you for who you are.
It's not surprising to think that Oprah and Diddy might be connected, considering their long-standing friendship. There's speculation that, just like Diddy, she exerts control over artists, especially black celebrities who challenge the status quo. We've seen instances where Oprah allegedly went to great lengths to hinder Mo'Nique's career. Mo'Nique refused to make a free promotional appearance for the film Precious, which Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry supported. Oprah and Tyler Perry were reportedly unhappy with Mo'Nique's decision and took significant steps to damage her career prospects. It took Mo'Nique many years to recover from this setback, and even now her career hasn't fully rebounded. Let's not forget the controversy between Oprah and Taraji P. Henson. Taraji spoke out about being underpaid, echoing similar concerns raised by Mo'Nique. She even revealed that she almost turned down a role in The Color Purple due to inadequate pay.
I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost.
And it's not just that. Oprah has done more questionable things than you might think. After Mo'Nique exposed her, Oprah invited Mo'Nique's brother onto her show, knowing full well about Mo'Nique's painful family history. Mo'Nique had already bravely shared in a 2008 interview with Essence magazine that her brother had SA'd her. However, what wasn't widely known was Mo'Nique's strained relationship with her parents, who she felt had dismissed her trauma. Oprah knew this because Mo'Nique had confided in her while preparing for her role in Precious. So you can imagine Mo'Nique's shock when she discovered that Oprah had not only invited her brother, but also her parents to discuss her ordeal on the show without informing her. It was a move that left Mo'Nique feeling betrayed and blindsided. She vividly recalls seeing commercials featuring her family members, a painful reminder of Oprah's betrayal of her trust. Mo'Nique explained that when Oprah initially reached out to her, she only mentioned her brother and tried to persuade Mo'Nique to join him on the show. However, Oprah conveniently left out the part about inviting the rest of Mo'Nique's family. If she had known, Mo'Nique insists that she would have put a stop to it immediately.
Oprah Winfrey called us up, and she said my brother wanted to come on the show.
Your older brother you described as a monster, and he abused you.
Yes.
From the time you were
7.
How did he abuse you? Are we talking about sexual abuse?
Yes.
Oprah's exploitation of trauma doesn't end with Mo'Nique. She has a history of coaxing personal information from celebrities under the guise of friendship, only to use it for ratings. Many have called her out for this manipulative behavior, including 50 Cent, who famously criticized her for pandering to a predominantly white audience despite her roots in the black community. This pattern of behavior has raised questions about Oprah's true motives and integrity. leaving many to wonder if her actions are driven more by a quest for ratings than genuine concern for her guests. 50 Cent's criticism of Oprah came after she publicly condemned him for his explicit lyrics and accused him of promoting hateful behavior through his music. In response, 50 Cent fired back, likening Oprah to an Oreo, black on the outside but white on the inside. He argued that Oprah, who initially championed black women's perspectives, had gradually shifted her focus to cater predominantly to middle-aged white American women. This shift, according to 50 Cent, made Oprah seem disconnected from the very community she once stood for. Ice Cube, known for his journey from rapper to actor, also recently voiced his disappointment after being turned down by Oprah Winfrey and The View for appearances on their shows. Speaking on Tucker Carlson's Twitter show, Ice Cube recounted his unsuccessful attempts to secure bookings on both programs, attributing the rejections to his outspoken views on political issues. He expressed feeling overlooked and uncertain about Oprah's reasons for not inviting him, citing instances such as not being included to discuss his movie, Barbershop, or his controversial show, Black White, despite their relevance. In contrast, Chris Brown felt Oprah should have supported him more during his legal troubles, akin to her support for Rihanna. Despite his contributions to Oprah's school in Africa, Chris Brown viewed Oprah's public discussions on mistreatment victims as inadequate support, describing it as a personal slight. He expressed frustration, hoping for more direct assistance during his challenging times. Oprah's handling of James Frey, author of the memoir A Million Little Pieces, further stirred controversy. Initially endorsing the book in her book club, Oprah confronted Frey on her show after it was revealed that parts of her memoir were fabricated. She criticized Frey for betraying readers' trusts, a moment that sparked significant debate and embarrassment for him and his publisher. Ludacris, another rapper, found himself at odds with Oprah due to what he saw as her questionable behavior. In 2005, Oprah invited Ludacris and the cast of the crime drama Crash onto her show. However, instead of focusing on the film, Oprah used the opportunity to publicly criticize Ludacris for his use of the N-word in his songs. Ludacris was taken aback by Oprah's comments, especially since he had come on the show to promote the movie alongside his fellow cast members. He expressed disappointment that Oprah chose to divert attention from the film to his music. Despite Ludacris providing a thoughtful response to Oprah's accusations, he later discovered that Oprah had edited out all his rebuttals from the final episode.
Is this the one about the N-word? Well, this was about the movie. I do remember. Yeah. She cut you off. Right. She edited out what you had to say. Pretty much. Okay. That's what it came.
This incident left Ludacris feeling embarrassed and unfairly portrayed. It highlighted a trend where Oprah uses her influence to scrutinize and criticize black men, often for the sake of boosting ratings, a practice that has sparked criticism from many quarters. And when you consider Oprah's relationships within the industry, it raises some eyebrows. She has close ties with personalities such as Diddy, Harvey Weinstein, and Tyler Perry, all of whom have faced allegations of questionable conduct. There's a saying that birds of a feather flock together, and it appears that Oprah's associations might reflect this notion. However, it's not just Oprah's alleged shady dealings in the industry that have caused a stir. Several voices in Hollywood have accused her of being a gatekeeper, someone who wields significant influence and power to control and manipulate situations to her advantage. It's claimed that Oprah will go to great lengths to maintain her position and influence in the industry, ensuring that things operate according to her preferences and agendas. If you've been following the recent headlines, you've probably heard about the controversy swirling around Oprah and her response to the Maui wildfires. While these devastating fires destroyed numerous homes, including those of ordinary residents, eyebrows were raised as Oprah's expansive estates, along with other celebrities' properties, miraculously escaped unharmed. Over the years, Oprah has amassed extensive land holdings on Maui, including a significant area on the dormant volcano Haleakala, where she spends part of her time. She also owns a private ranch, agricultural land across various regions, and recently acquired another parcel of land for a substantial sum. Despite the proximity of these properties to recent fires, none of Oprah's holdings have ever been affected. But here's the twist. Instead of actively assisting her neighbors in rebuilding efforts, Oprah opted to launch a public fundraising campaign. Many found this decision perplexing, questioning why the billionaire media mogul didn't use her considerable wealth to directly support those affected. This situation evokes a sense of déjà vu from 2017, when a massive blaze threatened Oprah's mansion in Montecito. While neighboring homes succumbed to flames, hers remained miraculously untouched. Fast forward to today, and Oprah's property holdings in Montecito have expanded to over 70 acres. Is it just a coincidence? Some skeptical observers think otherwise. They're questioning Oprah's sudden acquisition of land following the 2017 fire, wondering if it was a stroke of luck or a carefully planned move. Now let's circle back to Oprah's connections with some of entertainment industry's most controversial figures, starting with Diddy. We can't overlook Diddy, especially with the cloud of lawsuits surrounding him. What adds intrigue is Oprah's apparent awareness of his legal troubles, considering her frequent attendance at his events and gatherings. It's rumored that Oprah has been in Diddy's inner circle, providing him with support and resources, even allegedly assisting in covering up his misdeeds. What's particularly intriguing about this situation is the suggestion that Oprah uses these relationships to exert influence over artists, keeping them under her control. Even Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, has alleged that Diddy was in the company of Oprah Winfrey and Harvey Weinstein during these alleged controversial events.
Like that, because you know he was running with Oprah and them. He was running with that whole crew. Weinstein, Oprah, Epstein, he was running with that whole crew.
When you examine Oprah's history with past associates, it becomes clearer why this pattern might emerge. Let's not forget her close relationship with Harvey Weinstein, which has been described as tight as glue, but despite Weinstein's public exposure for his crimes, Oprah has remained a staunch supporter and defender. When Harvey Weinstein faced allegations of mistreating numerous women, similar to accusations against Diddy, Oprah stood by him. There are claims that Weinstein used his friendship with Oprah to manipulate and exploit victims, and despite these allegations, Oprah did not intervene. Instead, she continued their professional relationship, which spans over 2 decades. They have been photographed hugging and kissing at various events, and Oprah has been involved in movies produced and distributed by Weinstein's company. Their close association has come under heavy scrutiny, particularly from right-wing media, which has brought attention to photos of Oprah with Weinstein that she likely wishes hadn't surfaced. Critics argue that given their long-standing relationship, it's implausible that Oprah was unaware of Weinstein's actions. One aspiring actress claimed that Weinstein exploited his relationship with Oprah to gain her trust before allegedly mistreating her in a hotel room. Weinstein's association with Oprah gave him an air of credibility and trustworthiness, enabling him to manipulate and harm numerous women. Another woman mentioned feeling impressed by Weinstein because Oprah often appeared alongside him, leading her to believe he had promising opportunities in store. Instead, he reportedly used Oprah's reputation to lure women into vulnerable situations. In response to the allegations against Weinstein, Oprah sought to shift the focus to the broader issue of systemic mistreatment across various industries. She argued that solely targeting Weinstein would overlook the larger problem, a stance that has drawn criticism from some quarters.
Harvey Weinstein, I know you posted on Facebook already, but you haven't kind of spoken yet publicly about what's going on.
I think that this is, I'm always trying to look for the rainbow in the cloud, whatever is the silver lining. And this is what I do know for sure. When something this major happens, when you have the fallout, 50 women coming forward, that it's a watershed moment.
Further controversy arose when Weinstein claimed Oprah had called him to offer support after the allegations went public. Oprah's team denied any direct conversation, saying she was only interested in a journalistic interview for 60 Minutes. Despite her denials, Weinstein repeatedly mentioned Oprah's supposed support. And we're not stopping there, because there's another incident that highlights Oprah's controversial actions. Let's rewind to a pivotal moment involving the king of pop himself, Michael Jackson. Back in 1993, Michael granted Oprah Winfrey a rare interview at his Neverland Ranch. This was a significant event, as MJ was notoriously private about his personal life. The exclusive sit-down not only boosted Oprah's fame in the U.S., but also solidified her as a global sensation. For years, Oprah proudly portrayed herself as a friend of Michael Jackson. However, fast forward to Michael's passing and Oprah's stance on him took a drastic turn. She jumped into the fray surrounding the Leaving Neverland documentary, which portrayed Michael in an unflattering light. Oprah went further by devoting an entire segment of her show to interviewing MJ's former accusers, Wade Robson and James Safechuck. This decision ignited intense controversy because both Wade and James had previously recanted their earlier allegations under oath, stating that Michael had not committed the acts they accused him of.
It's confusing, the word abuse, when you say abuse, because as you just saw in Leaving Netherlands, that as young boys, these two men did not feel abuse until much later.
People were left bewildered by Oprah's actions when she provided a platform for Wade Robson and James Safechuck to reopen the case against Michael Jackson in the aftermath of the Leaving Neverland documentary. Many question Oprah's motives, speculating that she was tarnishing MJ's reputation by reigniting such a controversial topic. In response, Oprah defended herself, asserting that she aimed to shed light on the pervasive mistreatment within the entertainment industry. But that's not all there is to Oprah's controversial engagements. Do you remember when Oprah enthusiastically endorsed a Brazilian spiritual healer known as John of God? She didn't just talk about him, she flew all the way to Brazil to meet him in person and featured him prominently on her show. However, this seemingly positive endorsement took a chilling turn when disturbing revelations emerged about John of God. It turned out that he was involved in abhorrent activities, including human teaking and exploitation. Reports surfaced detailing how he kept women chained, forced them to bear children, and then profited from selling both the babies and their organs. The extent of these atrocities was beyond comprehension and deeply disturbing. When Oprah found herself embroiled in the scandal surrounding John of God, the aftermath was nothing short of surreal. Instead of addressing the controversy head-on with apologies or clarifications, Oprah chose to vanish from the digital realm like a modern-day Houdini. In a swift move, she scrubbed all traces of John of God from her platforms, as if erasing him from her universe entirely. There were no official statements, no explanations, just a perplexing void where once there was acknowledgement. This disappearing act left many scratching their heads, wondering how such a significant endorsement could vanish without a trace. It felt like stepping into the Twilight Zone, where reality blurred and the presence of John of God in Oprah's world was suddenly erased from memory. You might wonder why such a scandal didn't ignite a media firestorm across the United States. Well, according to some, Oprah wields substantial behind-the-scenes influence, capable of quieting controversies before they erupt into full-blown spectacles. Despite her public image as a benevolent powerhouse, even lauded for her philanthropic efforts in the South African girls' school she founded, there's more to the story. Recently, that very school became entangled in another troubling controversy, when one of its matrons faced handcuffs over allegations of misconduct involving female students. It was a heartbreaking revelation, casting shadows over an institution once hailed for its noble mission. And then there's singer Seal, who stirred the pot further by suggesting on Instagram that Oprah might have been privy to whispers about Harvey Weinstein's transgressions, but chose not to act. His implication added layers to the perception of Oprah, questioning whether her public persona as a beacon of integrity and empowerment might have hidden complexities and contradictions. But here's where the story takes a dramatic turn. Just 5 days after Seal publicly criticized Oprah, he found himself slapped with battery charges. Though later dropped, rumors swirled that Seal's accuser only came forward after he pointed fingers at Oprah for allegedly ignoring Weinstein's alleged crimes. According to Kat, this wasn't mere coincidence. He asserts that Oprah orchestrated an attempt to bring Seal down, regardless of his innocence. It seemed like Oprah was out for revenge, even if it meant ensnaring an innocent black man in the process. For a while, these gatekeeper allegations simmered down, fading into the background noise. But amidst the swirl of allegations surrounding P. Diddy, it's hard to imagine Oprah Winfrey wouldn't be informed, given her frequent presence at his infamous gatherings, now under scrutiny in various legal cases. These events aren't your typical parties. They've been described as deeply unsettling, almost soul-searching affairs. Reports suggest that these gatherings, P. Diddy allegedly ensnared both emerging and established artists into what's been characterized as disturbing escapades. Even his then-girlfriend Cassie reportedly wasn't exempt from these incidents. The details paint a troubling picture of events that have garnered significant attention and raised serious questions. In addition to the troubling revelations about how Diddy allegedly manipulated Cassie and shared intimate details with his circle, there are also disturbing reports of physical mistreatment. Recently, CNN uncovered footage showing Diddy supposedly punching and kicking Cassie, further intensifying scrutiny on his conduct.
A lawsuit filed by Ventura in November last year and settled the next day referenced actions that seem to match those seen in this video.
Not stopping there, CNN has brought to new light new evidence suggesting potential ties between Oprah Winfrey and the controversy surrounding Diddy, prompting a heightened scrutiny of Oprah's actions and prompting her to maintain a notably low profile. This scrutiny has caused many to closely monitor Oprah's movements and public statements. Adding fuel to the speculation, claims by Jaguar Wright and others have surfaced, alleging that Diddy was hospitalized after an ambush. These claims insinuate a connection between Diddy's legal woes and influential figures like Oprah, who may be seeking to distance themselves from his troubles. The unfolding drama suggests a broader reluctance among celebrities to be associated with Diddy's alleged misdeeds, raising questions about accountability and the responsibilities of public figures. As this complex narrative unfolds, it underscores the complexities of fame, influence, and the consequences of public perception. What are your thoughts on these developments? Comment below and let us know your perspective on this unfolding story.